shows out on Collins. I be.
What's going on, everybody? The Original Mako back with some more Never Return content. Today we have another guide coming out, and this one is going to be about runes, the things that you can equip, slot into your armor if they have rune slots in them. It's a little bit, it's not super confusing, but some of the wording can be a little bit weird, so I'll try to make as much sense of it as I can. This should be a pretty short guide, pretty simple and straightforward once you understand it, but I figured I would talk about it. In the meantime, check out the links in the description. Twitch, we are getting close to 1,000 followers on Twitch. YouTube, we're close to 2,000 subs, so you should hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And then, of course, the Patreon as well, where we are getting close to double-digit Patreons. There's a lot of exclusive content going up there, so you're going to want to check that out, and I would really appreciate the support. But if not, then let's go ahead and get into this, and we can discuss runes a little bit. Now, there is also the other half of runes, which is like the rune summoning area, which I think deserves its own video separately compared to just like runes that you can slot into your gear. But the whole rune summoning thing, I believe, will need a whole video to itself. But we're going to talk about kind of some just how it works and whatnot here. So all the rune slots that your armor has are going to show up on the left. And on the right, you'll see your basic stats that you have and the rune effects that you currently have equipped. For each, let's take a look at our gear here. So we've got 2 slots on the hat, 2 on the chest, 2 on the legs, 2 on the boots, and 2 on the gloves. For each different rune slot, it has its own color, which in the manual you can actually see. If I can find, using runes. So different equipment slots take different rune types. A red slot is attack rune, yellow is special, blue is defense, green is abnormal, and purple means you can equip any type of rune slot, or any type of rune into that slot. So obviously purple is the most sought after rune slot because you can do whatever you want with it. And so after clicking any conditional rune, you can click the other effect runes, which basically just means the first type of rune that you have to equip into your armor has to be a conditional rune. You can think of runes as almost a cause and effect type thing. So like condition, the trigger condition is you stop moving, and the trigger chance is 40%. And then the effect is recover 20% stamina, and there's a 10-second cooldown. As you can see, like this is my helmet, and then down here for my helmet, it says there's a 40% probability when you stop moving to recover 20% stamina. So when this triggers, there's a 40% chance for the effect to happen. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Same thing here. The trigger is consume 100 stamina within 3 seconds, and this is a 100% chance to happen. Your explosion damage will be increased by 15% for 8 seconds. And then it's the same for each different gear. There's a conditional rune and an effect. Cause, effect, cause, and I don't have an effect for my boots right now. Which is why there's no boots category down here, because there's no effect rune slotted in. There's just the cause rune and nothing to happen. If this gets triggered, nothing will happen. So it's a really cool system where you can kind of use the cause rune to, you know, hopefully roll a decent effect slot. Like for this one, you know, there's a 100% chance to trigger whatever you put in here. So you kind of want to be smart with which rune you put in here. Like what effect do I want to guarantee myself? And actually, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. What do I have right now? Increase explosion damage. Two, 4. We just get better gear though. I think I'm gonna put that in there. What the heck? So anyways, yeah, you're guaranteed for this to happen, which is kind of nice. This one, there's only 40%. This one, there's 100% chance as well, which means I should probably check this too. What do we have this one in there. Projectiles guaranteed to slow is actually pretty good. I doubt we're going to switch that. Yeah. But yeah, so you can kind of do some really good and really cool min-maxing. All of the other stuff that these runes have, like total regeneration, attack speed upgrades, what are some of the other ones? Damage reduction upgrades, all of that stuff is shown in the basic stats. That is just, when you have this rune on, you just get those things. So like this one says, we might not have an effect rune for our boots, but this rune being on our equipment still gives us 6% crit damage, damage reduction upgrades, and attack speed upgrades, which are all shown over here. So you can kind of see, it's not like if you have just a conditional rune, it's not like, oh, with this one, you have a 35% chance to increase your crit damage. No, those are just basic stats that you get. And yeah, there's a lot of fun min-maxing you can do. Obviously, I've gotten to the point in my runs, I'm currently at 46 floor, and I'm at the point where I'm not even picking up gear if it doesn't have rune slots, because there's no reason to. There's absolutely no reason to. Gear with runes are just so much better. If we even look at my backup gear over here, most of it has rune slots. I'm currently trying to get a few more pieces of gear that have rune slots. But yeah, once again, purple, as you can see, these pauldrons have purple, is obviously 100% of the time going to be the best, absolute best rune slots that you can go for. Because you can equip anything into it. But you can always look at the runes that you have and be like, okay, currently I have a lot of special runes. Or no, not a lot of special. The colors are the rarity. So you have to look and see the slot type that you have. I actually still do. I have a lot of attack runes, actually. What the heck? So since I have a lot of attack runes, it would be more beneficial to me to be looking for armor that has red rune slots, because that's kind of what we need. How many of these are conditional? I have a good split of conditional and effect, actually. That makes me happy. At the beginning of the game, I couldn't find an effect, or at the beginning of this character's runs, I couldn't find any effect rune, or conditional runes to save my life. But yeah, you need conditional runes first, and then you can start worrying about the effect runes to slot in. Once again, gear is going to be changing a lot, because you're always going to keep finding better gear and whatnot. But it's good to mess around with different combos and figure out exactly which ones you like, which ones you don't like. And once again, always just keep in mind that every rune gives you basic upgrades as well. So the higher rarity, the more and better basic upgrades that you're going to get, most likely. Like this is a common that just gives one thing. This is a rare, or a legendary, or epic. Second to highest tier. I guess, are there orange runes? I know there's red rarity. I don't know. Anyways, this is a much higher tier, and it gives you defense, attack, penetration, attack speed. So each rune comes with its own specific basic stats for you. So once again, it's important to know, even if you don't have an effect rune, as long as you have a conditional rune, it is worth it to slot it into your rune slot, because you'll still get the basic stats. As soon as I get an effect rune that I can put into these boots, you better believe we're doing it. But for now, I'm just going to have this conditional rune. So that's basically how runes work. Like I said, I'm going to make a whole other video for the rune summoning area, which is how you get runes in the game, because that's a very in-depth and more complicated type of thing that I would have to go into a lot more detail over. But for basic runes, this is how it works. These are how you use runes. So once again, it can be a little confusing in the manual because it doesn't really explain some of that stuff. So hopefully this helps out a little bit. The manual just talks about the conditional and effect runes. This is all in Chinese, so you can't really read it unless you can read Chinese. But yeah, you have to have a conditional to do the effect, and every rune has its basic stats. That's the most important stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helps you guys out a little bit. Maybe some of you guys already understood it, but hopefully this video will help at least one person. Then I did my job. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what other type of guides or videos you guys want to see on this game down below. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next video.